Hello, one and all. Welcome back to the Adventures of Aventus. Last we left off, the traveling party met up with a group of druids and was ambushed on the road to the Order of Songs. After a long, grueling combat, which in reality in the game probably only took like a minute or maybe a little over, uh, they dispatched about 12 highly adept grung warriors that had used arrow tip and dagger tip to continuously stab and poison them. They were defeated, though there was a casualty. Uh, Jindasel, one of the traveling druids, went down. But for the rest of the day, you traveled to the Order of Songs out in the long rolling plains, and now you're hearing the gentle sound of a musical chord being played. You're not sure where it's coming from, and the tinkle of bells. Uh, as you're walking into this Order of Songs, you're seeing doorsteps and homes that are built beneath the hills here. Some every once in a while at the top of a hill you see a chimney with a bit of smoke coming out of it. In the general area itself, you also see like a wide array of different animals. There are goats, quite a lot of goats that seem to be traveling around. A couple of them would walk up to your troop looking for scratches or treats and sniffing at your satchels for any sort of morsel they might partake of. You see Ferendi and her brother, or Sindari and her brother Ferendi, kind of shoo them off and get them off of you. It looks like they might own some of these goats, or they're just sort of village owned goats. You'd also see dogs, cats, pigs, deer, and some other stranger animals like otters and bush baby monkey looking creatures. But that's neither here nor there. There's just a lot to see here, but you're making your way to the home of Sindari and her brother. The dwarf, Lima, Whistling, speaks up. He says, I'm going to head off to the cells and tell them the bad news. Then I'm going to have a drink or three. He makes his way off, tamping his quarterstaff on the ground every other stride. Running up to hug him from the side, Sindari, with her red hair, freckled nose, says, You would only understand this in the tongue of the forest. But she says quickly, Thank you so much, Limus. May your heart keep beat in time with the wind. And he nods, holding a stoic countenance, and continues on to his grim task of informing the cells that Jinda has died. Sindari and her younger brother Ferendi, Fireleaf, live in a beautiful and masterfully built home. The home lies within a large, smooth hill crowned with all manner of grass and flowers. The main circular doorway is built tall and wide from sturdy oak wood, with a smaller door cut within it for smaller folk to pass more easily without having to move the entire heavy thing. I just realized I need to put some music on. You guys feel free to interject any things up to this point as you're arriving up to
Mhm.
the home. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
some
I
music.
think, uh, Runa is gonna kinda nudge Sal and say in Undercommon, "How many of these creatures do you think are actual creatures and others are they're just druids? There's so many different things here."
He stops for a minute and looks back at one of the goats that he had smacked with his tail as it was passing by, and he goes, "Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that.
There's
Shit.
so many.
Oh, this is gonna make this place very awkward. You know, we had creepers before. You think there are any here? I mean, a different kind of creeper, of course. But I mean, they can
What?
be animals. This could be completely weird now. I think I'm making this more than it should be.
Uh, I just feel uncomfortable now.
See, now I'm with you. Now I'm weirded out. Every time I see an animal,
I mean, is there a
yeah.
way we can tell?
Maybe we could ask Eos. She
I
would
don't know.
know.
That that little bush baby thing has been staring at us a little bit too long. His eyes are lingering.
Maybe, maybe maybe this would be a good place for Eos to stack up on some animals too.
Yes,
Get things that she can transform into.
that's not a bad idea.
Are you guys still talking
But
in Undercommon? Are you going to talk to them?
yeah, this is
Yes.
all Undercommon for
Yeah,
now. I think
it's
I think
all.
we bonded with Undercommon.
Yep, they have.
This is gonna be creepy now.
I do
Pulling,
like the music. The bells, the little
yeah.
bells, I'm enjoying quite a bit.
The you would notice outside the door frame that there are a couple of what look like wind chimes hanging with these large, like almost fist-sized bells that every once in a while the wind moves just enough to hear a little tinkle of. And Sindari moves the heavy oak door aside, large and round, enough for the tallest of you to walk through with some clearance overhead. And she says, "Welcome to House Fireleaf," in common. She makes the effort to swing wide the perfectly round doorway leading into the home. There's a modest window on the wall near the front door that is fashioned as an overgrown leaf, with its edges pointed at opposed, flicked angles, more reminiscent of licks of fire. The inside is dark, as outside the sun is starting to set, but the aroma of wood and baked bread fill your nose. Sindari and her brother quickly make their way throughout the home, lighting brass lanterns set on the walls, with two little step stools that they carry with them, and a flicker of magic flame at the ends of their fingertips. As you cross the smoothly laid timber, sanded and oiled to a shine, you enter one of the loveliest homes you've ever seen. Adorning the walls are shelves of intricate design, filled with potted plants, books, and bric-a-brac of all sorts. Though many things are on display, every item seems to hold its own allotted space, with little clutter. Much of the furniture is built lower to the ground, but it is of sturdy build and in most ways extravagantly proportioned for its halfling inhabitants. Cushioned chairs, couches covered in pillows and blankets, and small tables are well spread throughout the large living room. In an adjoining room, through another round archway, there is a kitchen with a massive fireplace and brick oven. It is well stocked with a panoply of every dish and utensil you could imagine a country home needing to suit a large family. I'm gonna zoom in here. I got you guys set up in a little kitchen area for backdrop purposes.
Mhm. Cozy.
And I am realizing I did not bring her inside. Where are you at? Kidney? There you go.
It's the bean.
Some of you may come to realize, after a few minutes in the home, that it is quite large, perhaps better suited for a larger family than just a woman and her brother. You all sit around a rather large family table. You notice the fine engravings of what looks like Celtic knots and swirls all over the table. Brindy quickly makes his way to the table and throws out a fine white linen tablecloth that drapes over the edges. "Can't be getting this beauty wet now, can we?" he says with a slight blush of embarrassment and a light-hearted grin. Sindari and Farindy sit at the table with everyone. Kind of look at you. Say, we'll be bringing out supper here in a little while. We want you guys to get settled in. We do have a couple of rooms available. 2 of them, in fact. You guys don't mind sharing. You guys can split up and take the 2 rooms. She just sort of looks over at Eos and Kidney Bean mostly. But she is talking in common, slowly and deliberately. Seems like it is a tongue that seems foreign to her, but she is making the effort to make you feel comfortable. Her brother gets up and goes off and brings back ale, starts pouring it out for everyone.
It is good to see that some of you at least have some good taste and some ale now, yes?
We
Try
sit.
not to indulge too much.
Oh, there is no such thing as too much ale.
Oh dear.
I mean, this does seem like a safe place to let loose if he were to want to. I don't think we're in any immediate danger.
It wasn't that long ago he was trying to take off his clothes for a bunch of frogs. I would beg to differ.
Well, he was making a point.
And I
Come
think
on now, that was funny.
I think the audience here would enjoy it a little bit more than the frogs would, yes?
You know, I think I'll sleep outside. You guys have a great night.
Well, if you're doing that, I call the bedroom with nobody in it. You 2 can share. Gesturing to Runai and Sal.
Well, Runa, I guess it is you and I.
It looks like.
Eos is sighing and walking away out of the area.
Bretas, where are you going? This is your people.
Exactly, and I have posters to put up, so I will be back later. You guys have fun.
Hey, wait,
Sindari
Eos,
kind of
before
speaks
you
up.
go.
She's like, it's getting kind of late. She's gonna be saying this in Sylvan. Said it's getting late and I should probably start cooking dinner. If you guys have anything to add to the pot, I'd be glad to use it. And we kind of don't walk around at night out here unless it is a gathering night. Right now it's not that. I'd like to accompany you to introduce you to everyone tomorrow. If possible, could you just stay inside for tonight?
Eos is a little torn about it, but she reluctantly nods her head and returns back to the fire. And she gives you her last watermelon that she's been carrying around.
She's got wide eyes when she sees it, and she's like, "Oh, this looks delicious. I'll get it prepared as an appetizer." They go about their various duties here, and cook dinner for everyone. The night is going to pass rather smoothly. If you guys would like to add anything before bedding down for the night, now would be the time.
Well, what were you saying, Kidney Bean? A moment ago?
Well, she was going to ask Eos something, but then she just kind of quiets down as What's her face starts talking.
Well, Eos was trying to walk off, so she kind of stopped her in that. Now would be a renewed opportunity to say something to Eos.
Chance to speak to her in the room at night.
Oh,
That as well.
That's what Kidney Bean was going. That's what Kidney Bean was going to ask if, like, because Kidney Bean, if anybody were like paying very close attention, Kidney Bean looks like a little uncomfortable being here. And as soon as Eos stood up, like Kidney Bean would have jumped up and be like, "Oh, hey, wait, Eos, let me go with you."
And you would have heard the same thing from Sindari, that she wishes for you guys to just stay for a while. After a well-made meal and comforts, that you guys will be shown to your rooms, which look like they may have recently been lived in, but cleaned up, and you would see like wearing of the wood where boots have come in, those small repeated hammering of leather hide boots will leave marks in the wood. And you can see that these are definitely not just guest rooms that you're staying in, but recently vacated ones.
I think once in the room, Sal, I'm guessing guys one room, girls in the other. He'll catch your eye and did you feel a little curious as to why they are having us stay in at night? Do you think that is
I did find that.
the entire group stays in at night, or was that just us for the night?
I don't know. I mean, she did say that they don't go out unless it's a gathering night, so it sounds like it applies to all of them, which is quite strange to me. Why? Why would they sequester themselves inside when they don't have to? It looked quite safe. It makes me wonder and
Yes,
curious.
It did get me a little curious too, and you know how they say, curiosity kills the cat.
But satisfaction brought him back. Do you think maybe we should go and take a look when we have an opportune moment?
I do
Peek
enjoy
around.
having you around, my friend. But
I think
I think.
have-
Wait.
I have questions that I think deserve answers, and I don't think there's anything wrong with us taking a look. Is there a window in our room at all, Will?
There are windows. Every once in a while, not every room has windows, but let's say your room does have a window that seems to poke
Okay.
out the back of the hill.
Okay, I'm gonna just like kind of wave my hand to Sal, like let's look out the window, you know.
What
just
else
go
were you gonna
straight
say,
to.
Sal?
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna say, we can take a look at for a moment, but I think out of respect of Eos and her new friends, let's refrain from causing too much trouble the first night. If it
Yes.
persists, then I do think me and you should have a little a night run around, maybe.
Yes, I mean, they didn't say we can't look out the window. We can look out and we can open it. We're still inside. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
we're
totally
not.
looking out the window.
Yes.
When
yes,
you
so-
when you go up to the window in the back of your room and begin to lift it, it feels like maybe this portion of the wall has like sunken and settling at some point, and it is slightly jammed. It's gonna take a little bit of elbow grease to get the window open.
Alright. Sal, I think I might need your help here. I can't lift this on my own.
Oh, I will give it a try, but I don't know if I'll do much better.
Okay, well, together then. Together. On the count of 3.
Both of you give me an
One.
athletics check.
2.
3. Okay. Let's see here. So, athletics?
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
That's a 7 for me.
I got a -1 in that. Hold on.
That's okay. I got a 0.
Okay.
19.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
With a sudden release, it slams up and makes a very loud noise. The wall shakes a little bit. And you guys look over your shoulder at the door. Seems nobody
Yeah,
heard
just-
it, or at least isn't coming to check.
Quick, make weird noises. That way they won't come in.
Ah, yes. He starts like.
Yes.
I mean, he
I-
starts.
Eos is still
You guys hear this
in
from the other room.
Yeah, Eos is still in the dining room, and she's just like, ugh, those two. Why?
It's just like slapping his knees really loud and his paws together. Just-
I don't want to know
this
what
is
they're
gonna
doing
be a
in there.
fun friendship.
For Rindy, with his very red hair and beard totally connected like a big old hood over his head, just looks at the door with wide and shocked eyes. He says,
I'm so sorry. I'm mortified.
he says, they're making themselves comfortable. Walks away.
Would have guessed a rat and a cat.
Are you sure I can't go outside? Because I really think I need some
Do one of you guys want to
breath?
knock on the door or check on them at all? Or are you guys leaving it
No.
alone? Okay.
I'm leaving it alone. I don't
Kenny
want
Bean's
to know.
Kenny Bean's just gonna shake her head. Give me a moment. And she's gonna stand up and head over that way and just freaking not like necessarily knock, but she's just gonna kick the door a couple times.
Dot, dot, dot. She kicks the door. You guys hear the kicking of the door.
Oi, what are you two doing?
We're just like frozen in the window. What do you want to do? Ignore it or keep going?
I don't know. They must have heard the window.
Let's just give it a moment.
We just needed some fresh air. We just needed some air. It's hot in here.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, I wonder why with all the noise you're making.
Oh, they
my
definitely
God.
heard the window.
You're gonna
then.
have fun at least one people.
Honestly, I'd be a little more worried if they didn't hear the window. But,
You guys turn to look out that window in between moments of trying to figure out whether or not you should go or not. And up into the window climbs a bush baby monkey, extremely large, kind of disturbing looking eyes and long fingers that seem to like twist right at the ends, and this very dexterous tail. And just crawls right up into the windowsill and stares into your eyes, Sal.
Brunei, I don't like this. It's looking at me.
Peepers come in many forms, I see.
Should I take my pants off?
I wouldn't do that. We're already causing a scene.
That's a good point. It might be a female.
Kidney Bean, you heard the phrase, "Should I take my pants off?" muffled from behind the door.
Okay, Kenny Bean's gonna try and like literally just try and like open the door now. She needs to know what's going on in there.
Bean, what on earth are they doing?
There's no locks on the door in the home, so it opens easily enough.
You're just coming in. There's us in the window with a monkey.
Yeah, quick, close the door. Kidney Bean, come on, close it. Come
Kenny
in.
Bean just kind of like with the door open, just kind of like cocks her hip to the side and leans against the door frame. What in the actual hells are y'all doing?
Runai's
Don't
gonna
worry.
put a finger up to his lips like, shh, close the door. Either come in or get out. Come on.
I haven't slapped the monkey yet. Don't worry.
What?
Eos, get your winged butt in here, please.
Eos makes her way into the room. And
Shut
she
the door.
spots the bush baby, and she's like, "Is this what all the racket's for?"
No, it
Yes,
wasn't
we-
about the monkey originally.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that, and I'm gonna pretend that it's the monkey. She walks up to this monkey, and she lifts it with both hands, and she's like, "This thing is huge. I've never seen one this big before."
Is
Yeah,
it okay?
he
Eos, is it an actual monkey or is it somebody shaped as a monkey? We can't figure that out.
I'm pretty sure it's a monkey.
Its ears, very large and wide set, are kind of flickering around, pointing at everybody who's taking a turn to speak, and looks into your eyes, Eos. You think this
She
is a
just-
druid?
She looks at it, and she pets it, and she's like, "Do you need help?"
It shakes its head back and forth.
Like a yes back and forth or a no back and forth?
No, back and forth.
Is there a reason why you're spying?
It just cocks its head to the side, and it shakes its head back and forth again.
Peebles.
I think while everybody's focused on the monkey, Sal's gonna lean back and just kind of look out the window.
Okay, you look out the window, you see kind of off in the distance a pig snorting around in a low area. Looks like he's maybe rooting for something, but you're not
Runai's
seeing anything else.
Runai's gonna press into the window with Sal and look out as well. They're just like
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder, squashed in the window now.
The window is not that large. It might be just large enough for you guys to crawl out of it, but you guys squishing your faces out to look around would be a pretty comical sight. And after a moment, the pig lifts its head and kind of like looks over towards the commotion at the window, and you can see he's kind of chewing something in his mouth. Must have got something, some kind of root, and just staring at you dumbly.
I
Would
wonder if
Eos
it's
be
God.
able to tell if this is a druid or not?
You definitely sense that there's some sort of intelligence behind the eyes, which would normally indicate a druid, but at the same time, this thing is acting a little bit strange. So if it was a person acting as a druid at this point, letting you hold it and pet it, it would be a little bit strange and probably like out of decorum. So you're not sure if it's a druid or not.
Would she be able to tell if it's like a familiar?
It may be a familiar. It's got an enhanced intelligence over what you would expect a creature like this to have. Like, it can understand you.
Did someone send you to watch us, little one?
Above board, you guys may remember from the previous campaign bush babies in the tree around the Exodus River Inn.
That's what it was reminding me of.
This would be one of those same creatures.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that place with the very handsome elves.
Anyway, after a moment, it seems to be a little agitated as to being held, and it starts to crawl up your arm, Eos.
She just lets it do its thing. She's kind of unbothered by it climbing on her.
Once it gets to your shoulder, it positions itself and leaps back towards the window seal.
Do you want us to follow you?
He turns around. He shakes his head back and forth. He jumps out of the window.
Well, okay. Have a good night.
See, there's something strange here. We were right, Sal.
You know, I'm gonna say I haven't been disturbed by druids until staying in a town full of them. Now I'm
I
a little
can't-
creeped out.
And they've got little spies around. It's just strange. Why can't we go outside?
I don't know if I want to find out
Sindari
now.
has walked up to the room and looks inside.
We shut the window very quickly.
Yes.
Okay, roll another athletics check. It's stuck again.
Oh no.
That's a 9.
13.
All right. Runai pulls it down. With a strange show of strength, or maybe just good leverage. You guys pull it down quickly. And Sindari says in common, yes, please refrain from opening the windows. It lets in a lot of warm air. Appreciate it.
I'm just leaning against what window? We weren't opening any windows. What are you talking about?
Would Eos know what that thing is? The monkey.
Roll a nature check. Should be good, right?
$23.
Ooh. Okay. This very well may be a bush baby that has specifically been blessed. Like, it is not in the place it is supposed to be. This is connected to a spirit.
Okay. Eos is kind of like, it seems we had a visitor. Apologies for the noise. It seems it startled my friends here. We'll avoid opening the window again. We just wanted to let it back outside where it belonged.
You're perfectly fine. We're about to go to bed, so we'll talk again in the morning.
She looks at Sal and Runa, and she's like, "Don't open the window."
We didn't go outside. It seemed fine.
You were thinking about it, weren't you?
We didn't, though.
You can't prove that.
But you also don't deny it, do you?
No, that's not true.
Sal just turns his head away.
She crosses her arms and starts to walk out, and she pauses and she says, "Don't open the window."
Those two have been acting quite strangely for a while now.
They're strange in general. It's best to just ignore their shenanigans.
They've been talking a lot of smack in Undercommon. Don't tell them I can speak it.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay, well, that's good to know. Is there something going on with the monkeys outside by any chance?
Those things do have a long history of being connected to the Exodus River Inn. Something with the spirit of the land there. I think these are from there specifically. I wonder how they got this far out. I guess it's not that far, just a day travel.
Well, I did ask if they needed help, but they didn't seem interested. They were more or less running around playing.
That inn's fame is it has a magical emanation from it that hides it from hostile travelers and other points of conflict. It's like if you walked across it, you wouldn't be able to see it unless you had no intentions of ill will.
Kind of like a phantom city, almost.
It does bear some resemblances to Tandrida, now that you mention it.
Is it just a very highly magicked place?
Well, you saw it clearly enough yesterday. Must be because you don't have any bad intentions.
Well, I suppose so. We didn't really know what it was, so we kind of just moseyed on away and continued on.
It's a place of natural power. My specifics are a little hazy on it. I could do some research if you wish.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to know a little bit more about it in case we end up having to go there.
Say no more. Get back with you tomorrow.
Actually, one more thing. Is there something wrong with the darkness outside?
That I don't know.
Is it just maybe just a time where everyone's just expected to go to bed, or Is there something outside that we should be concerned over?
From what I know about druidic orders is that there's nothing specific about any of it that would limit nighttime activities. This must be something that is local to this area. I'll have to talk with them tomorrow, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so. It just reminds me of something, and I was concerned is all.
Do tell, what did it remind you of?
Mm, My home, actually.
We should talk more. Don't feel like I hardly know you, even though I live in your head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, sure. I guess it's about time I talk a little more about myself.
Oh, don't get too nervous. I don't really mind if it takes a while. Just,
Mm,
maybe we should get some sleep. Would you like me to come out for the night and take another vessel of some sort? I don't know if...
No, it's fine. You can stay. Just, don't be doing whatever it was Al and Rue and I were doing. That's all I ask.
Okay, with that, you guys retire to your rooms and go to sleep for the night. And that is a perfect transition into Eos's vignette.
Oh boy.
We should do that.
Yes.
We should.
Okay. Do you want me to read other parts, or are you gonna do it all yourself, or how you want to do it?
Yeah, you can help.
I will help then. Let me open it up. Yeah. All right, I got it.
Alrighty.
When you feel like setting the scene, go ahead and set the scene and then begin our journey.
Alright, guys, here we go. The wind blew, her golden hair shimmered in the sun like a silk flag. She pulled the hood over her head, a soft smile on her lips. A familiar voice called out to her, and she turned, knowing it was time to head back. The fields were filled with flowers, and pollinators buzzed around from flower to flower, a creek's soft flow of water grounding her mind and body as she began to return. Her brother Helios stood tall. Every day he grew more handsome, and others looked up to him with pride and admiration. He was a fine warrior, reliable, well, at least when he wasn't goofing off. Their mother beamed in joy. She walked towards them. "Where is your darling sister?" their mother asked Helios. His smug but gentle smile covered his face.
Back in the alley, hole, reading a tome. She's fine. Don't worry.
He shrugged, turning to walk away. She simply nodded to Helios. "All right then, children. It's getting late. Let's return before the bells ring." Their mother chimed in, redirecting Eos's attention, who was already starting to wonder in fascination. The family walked together, making their way back to the grove, a proud quartet. Her mother had beautiful, long silver hair that reached her hips, silver and gold wings folded behind her, and stunning blue eyes that sparkled brilliantly. Her father, much like Helios, was proud, had a solid, muscular figure. His hair was golden, with blue eyes that were icy cold. He was a man of little words, who let his actions speak for him. His wings were gold with black and brown specks. Helios was dashing like his father, but had his mother's chipper and gentle-hearted nature. A rather perfect combination of both parents. Eos couldn't help but smile. Her precious family were having a great walk back to the grove. That was a perfect ending to their day. As soon as they came to the grove, the weeping willows parted like magic, revealing a strong oak door behind it, a gate inside a tree that led into their destination. The parents pushed the gates open, and together they entered. The grove was lively. Children ran circles around animals, and a bear slept lazily in the middle of it all, ignoring the children as it became their personal slide. It groaned and rolled over, seemingly annoyed, but mostly unbothered. The children circled it in unison, giving it belly rubs, and Eos's mother laughed softly. Her voice was sweet as warm honey, enjoying the playfulness of the children. The elders walked to the divine family, offering their greetings upon one another. It was then Helios shrugged and walked off. Eos had of course noticed and gave chase, following him closely. Brother, you seem bored lately. Is everything okay? Eos looked at him, concerned.
I was thinking maybe it's time to leave the grove.
Helios said it in a quiet voice, almost ashamed to admit it. What? You can't be serious. You want to leave? But why? Surely you jest. Eos said in surprise, hoping it was just him thinking too much.
I'm being serious, Eos. I feel like I'm wasting away. Nothing happens here. I feel like I've stagnated. I need a challenge. My skills are wasted. The world outside could offer me that, I think.
He said this mildly annoyed. Of course it's boring. That means you and Dad are doing a fine job. She protested, grabbing his wrist. Brother, please. Her eyes watered, looking at him sadly, starting to realize he wasn't joking around.
I mean it, Eos. It's been on my mind a lot. Besides, Father is here. He protected this place long before we were born. He is still at full strength. The grove isn't lacking protection. Unless you count Moogie over there. Lazy fluffball.
He thrusted his thumb behind his head, pointing at the bear. Eos sighed, shaking her head. Celine walked out, her icy blue eyes staring coldly at her siblings, annoyed, but used to their bickering. You were almost too late, Eos. What will you do if the black holes suck you in? We still don't know where they lead. Eos looked away nervously, rubbing the back of her head. Yeah, sorry, it's just the fields are so pretty during this time of day. Celine shrugged, not caring too much either way. Nothing had happened, so it didn't matter anymore. Just be careful. She walked off, a grimoire held against her chest, her black hair tied in a long braid. It reached her knees and swayed with each of her steps. Helios smirked, quietly looking down at his sister, and Eos looked at him in return, pouting with disdain. A hush, not a word. She stated simply before walking away from him. Helios only smirked wider, following Eos. The grove collected in the dining hall, and people began to eat together like a giant family. Mead and meat in abundance. Everything was peaceful. The children laughed. A bear begged like a dog, and the elders rolled their eyes. Eos' mother laughed. It was perfect. But, of course, perfect never lasts long. Laughter was soon filled with shrieks, and the howl of the abyss was heard within the dining hall. Groans and moans filling the room with dread. Helios stood, his face showing a confident smirk, unsheathing his sword, more than ready to fight. In fact, he lived for it and had been itching for something, anything to come at him. Celine and her mother worked in unison, guiding everyone out of the dining hall as if they had practiced this 1,000,000 times over. Eos was dragging Moogie, the bear, by his scruff the best she could. Come on, you fat lump, get! She said in anger. Is this the part where we should show the monster?
If you want me to, I don't know. Hold on. I don't know how to do this necessarily.
I can take a screenshot and post it.
There we go. I should put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me
wow.
keep it.
It's a big boy.
There's a big boy.
Yeah, it's not letting me do anything else with it. If you want, you can post a screenshot. But you don't finish your story.
There you go. A creature spawned from the black hole. Eos's eyes widened. She had never seen something so grotesque in her life. The stench of rotting flesh and decay filling her lungs, it was enough to make her want to retch. Their father readied his axe, his eyes glowing with divine power. The strange monster raged, lunging itself at him with a loud battle cry. Their father blocked its attack, entering a deadlock. The opportunity of attack belonging to Helios now, one he would not waste. Blow after blow was exchanged, and the monster bled out, but seemingly never dying. Its red eyes almost looking like it was popping out of its head. Gray flesh, large maw with gray teeth, and an inhuman smile on full display. The creature was bloated, and dozens of horns pushed out of its skin. Everything about this creature was horrific, but with a final slash, it fell to the ground. Helios stood over it, thrusting his sword into its back. Like a boil, the monstrous creature popped, oozing out what looked like liquid decay. The stench was horrific, and filled the room entirely.
Well, I don't think we'll be eating in the dining hall anytime soon.
Helios chuckled, trying to lighten the mood. Their father sighed, shaking his head, taking his axe as he calmly began to leave. Celine and her mother walked forward, approaching the abyssal void that was left behind, their mouths muttering ancient spells, followed by strange hand movements in unison. The abyssal gate started to close slowly. Helios stared at the gate, his eyes locked onto it, and his gaze lowered as it shrunk. Thoughts raging in his head, he took a step closer, and then backed off again, sighing loudly as he forced himself to walk away. Eos watched him, knowing he was plotting something, but what she didn't know, more than likely she never would. And that's the end.
Very nice.
Lovely.
That's great.
Finally. Wonderful. We've got a very much needed look into some of Eos's past and this memory/dream vignette that she has, maybe sparked by the strange darkness that looms in the Order of Songs. And you'll wake up the next morning. You will hear, probably just as the sun barely crests the horizon, roosters cawing loudly in a multitude of alarm signals, so that the people of the Order of Songs begin to rise at the crack of dawn. It would only be a few short minutes before breakfast would be started, and many of you would be rolling out of your very well-made and comfortable beds, much better than many inns that you've ever stayed at, especially the ones you stayed at in Crane. They were somewhat okay, but these ones were made with love and filled with downing that definitely costs quite a bit of money, especially to maintain. And you guys find yourself wondering in the back of your mind, like, whose rooms are these? And why does this sister and her brother live in this place alone? Why can't anyone go out at night? Those questions may be running across your mind as you have a meeting this morning around the table once again with Sindari and her brother. They lay out a large banquet of pancakes and sausages. Even some baked bread to use as well on the side. It looks like maybe the baked bread was baked a long time ago. There's been a couple of places that have been scraped off and it's dry and cold, but still necessary and lovely additive to the rest of what you eat. You sit around and just eat quietly for a moment. Feel free to interject. Not open to everyone.
Eos is kind of picking at her food. She seems a little lost in her thought.
I think Runa is just gonna be kind of quiet as well, but it just like observing, just like, I don't know, just seeing how everyone's behaving and acting. He's being scrupulous.
Since you guys stayed in the same room last night, I'm gonna venture out and say that perhaps Sal would have noticed Runai pulling out a certain letter and rereading it and looking over it a bit.
Okay. I guess he would have probably shared that with Sal, since, they're becoming more buddy-buddy and all that.
What would he have shared?
The letter.
We need to
Oh.
go back to a moment like that, or just saying he knows about it.
Yeah, well, I guess if you would have asked about it, would be the separator here, unless you decide to give him some information, which I'm not calling for necessarily, just maybe the fact that you have something that you've been looking at night. If you want to tell him about the letter,
Yeah.
you can, but I'd rather you do it in person or in character.
He
Okay.
probably would have
I-
made a comment seeing him with it out, say something along the lines of, letter from your wife?
Why, yes, it is. I obtained it right before we left Crane. Thankfully, it had arrived before we set out on the road. And just some updates of, at the fortress, some things are going on, and I've just been kind of muddling over it, and plus it's just good to hear her words in general.
He would probably just give a quiet toast to that as she says it, and good to know. Good to know. Keep in touch with him.
Yes. Yes, and since we're heading towards that direction anyway, when we get closer, I will probably be making a bit more haste to make it back to the fortress.
Bruna, you may pick up that Sal seems a little bit down after hearing about this and his strange comment about keeping in touch with them.
Yeah, he's a little bit quieter after that, which probably leads to a little bit less talk after that.
And there's also the whole ordeal with him saying he's a bad person and suicidal and stuff the previous day. And this is a moment where you guys are truly, alone. That hasn't happened recently, and you guys have been bonding. Maybe Runai would take it upon himself to ask about what's going on with Sal.
Okay. My friend, I feel we have grown a bit of a trust and rapport with each other as of late, and you're I it does not bypass me that I see that you've been a bit withdrawn and into yourself in moments, and I just want to extend my paw, so to speak, that if you ever have any burdens heavy on your mind or wish to get them out instead of holding things in, that sometimes that can be beneficial to oneself. And I mean, I've got big ears, I'm a good listener.
He chuckles a little bit and, yes, one paw to another, yes. I am, as I have said before, not a good person. And while I can do good things, I think I know my place in this world, and I will find the ways to do things while I'm here. I do not hope to make up for what I've done, but I think one day you will understand, as somebody who has someone who you care for, that people like me, we are better off gone.
Well, I can't say I understand your personal reasons for it, but just so you know, I have been changed myself from what Skaven kind typically are, and I hold the weight of trying to bring awareness and some sort of justice for those that they have harmed as a whole. I don't get looked at very kindly. I kind of have to atone for many, even though it's not what I have done, but it is what my kind has done, because it's what our nature is. So I understand in my own way. We are not a good kind of people overall.
I think as we travel, you will come to understand. But as for now, he looks around the room. In a place where every little creature here is not what it seems, then maybe we keep our past to ourselves for the moment.
Oh, that's rather wise. I don't trust this place.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I wanted to get a moment for that, and that's perfect. The next morning, you guys are sitting around and noticing that there is sort of a general low mood, not just with your traveling companions, but with Sindari and her brother. But every once in a while, they do look up and try to feign a smile. If they notice that you're looking at them. And Ferendi says, "These pancakes are quite good, aren't they? A special recipe of my mother's."
This is when Io stands and she's like, I think it's time we talk to the elders, don't you?
Before we talk to the singers, maybe I should tell you our plight from my point of view, since it is somewhat the plight of the area as well.
Sal leans forward very quickly and gets kind of on the table. Oh, here we go. Now it gets fun.
He's only like this because you fed him and gave him alcohol. Take advantage of it while you can.
I don't take too much offense to the excitability of the tabaxi. I don't have too much expectations here of any of you. It does seem that you're all very capable individuals and you're also outsiders. So, I don't know. I may be going out on a branch here trying to tell you of this, but just listen for a moment while you eat. This is a family home with the Fireleafs. Me and my brother lived here with my father and mother and older brother and grandfather. So 4 others. My father's name was Dural, and his father's name is Foso. Mother's Chala. My older brother Motul. If I end up talking about them, maybe you'll know what I'm saying is a name. At least further on down the story. They left about 7 months ago. Here, they were to look into an issue on the Siren Coast, to the east of here. The warden of Farcrest Prison had put out a notice that was spread like a forest fire across not just the city, but the groves as well. Apparently 6 inmates and 2 Farcrest Prison guards had gone missing while out on a work detail. The only thing that was left behind was their 2 mules that had appeared to have been attacked by some savage predator. The mystery is that they were all the way up in the Whitehorn Forest. So that's where the mules were found. And their work detail was set at the steel pits, as per usual, from my understanding. The Fireleaf menfolk thought that it may be some fairies that had set about to luring them up into that forest, as they are wont to do. And perhaps the men were taken as prisoners again as such. Fairies have a way of getting cruel, and perhaps maybe they had led them to a place they couldn't leave. And perhaps the mules were just left behind to meander and found themselves as poor dinner to some enterprising predator. That was the idea. And they are or were great druids. They figured they could go and at least set to rest whatever was leading the men off, and perhaps retrieve them. But they head out of here about 2 weeks ago. Now, I believe. Chala messaged them and received no response. So she left, my mother left, and went and put together another party to go and retrieve my father and grandfather and older brother. After that, the singers, the elders here, kept in contact with her daily to get reports on where the troop was going. They received reports at every bell, so twice a day. And they wrote down the messages and attempted to make sense of it. But once the messages stopped coming, the entire mission was put to rest. And the order forbid us to neither go to the coast or to the Whitehorn Forest, or even to walk outside at night. I believe that there is a darkness falling over the land. We and my troop recently went to the city for some enlightening. It doesn't seem that it's widespread knowledge yet, but there is some sort of era upon us, I fear. I have a transcript of the messages that my mother had sent back on their journey. They've been missing for about 5 days. If you wanted to look over those, I could hand them to you.
Alright. Let's see them.
She's gets up from the table and walks off towards her room. You can see that there's just a very pallid look on Ferendi's face. He's not really eating anymore after having listened to this. Of course, it must be a reality he lives with.
I exchange a look with Runai that just says, "Does this sound familiar?"
Hmm. Yeah, he just kind of looks back like, oh, here we go.
She comes back. She's got, looks like some vellum, and unrolls it. She kind of looks over it, hands it over to Eos. Eos, do you want to read these messages?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm gonna send them to you on Discord.
Alright.
Once I figure out how to use Discord. There we go.
She
I may
pulls
interject after a message or two just to like explain things as Farindy would. Well, maybe not. You'd have to ask about it actually since you're reading it. Go ahead.
She pulls it out and she unravels it and she begins to read out loud. Lily Holmes says they arrived over 12 days ago, sent a guard to guide them to the still pits. None came back. We will go see. She reads the next line. Reached the pits by nightfall. Rough terrain, even though no forest to navigate. We searched the work site. Nothing to report. We will rest and continue. She continues. I found a trail, perhaps both of the prisoners and my husband's. Travels up the coast. We've already put cotton in our ears for the sirens. I had a close call with Byart. Decided to go scoop up some shells on the beach. He nearly walked right off a cliff. The idiot.
Okay, so that's actually two different ones. That's my bad. I didn't separate them. So that would be a whole day, the first and the second message. The second message being the had a close call when Bear decided to go scoop up some shells on the beach. He nearly walked right off a cliff, the idiot. Yeah, alright, so you can go on.
The forest opened up to greet us in the morning. The trees themselves parted, and the thorns turned away their stingers. We walk in the shadows. The pathways all lead here. A small circle of stones in the clearing. No fairies. An old one has met us to help, named Guardo. Last night breathed long and soft. We have walked into another forest past the stones. Guardo leads me in between the realms of the breathing flowers. Found the others all dead. They, like us, somehow found themselves at the pool of tears. They waded in too deep, and now I weep. That was the last message received by the singers. They deemed the mission of retrieving them a suicidal task, and announced that we have entered an era of darkness. She begins to roll up the transcript and hands it back.
There is dark shadows around the eyes of both Sindari and her brother. They kind of look into your eyes. There's definitely a palpable feeling of hopelessness.
Eos can definitely relate to this, and she's looking down rather frustrated, as if she's lived through this before, and now she's deeply concerned.
Then, from that, I can say we can confirm they are not with us anymore. Right?
No, not necessarily.
Sindari says, we assume that they're gone. She said right in the messages that she found the others dead. Meaning my father and grandfather and older brother all dead.
Were all of the corpses found, just to be sure?
I don't know. Singers don't know either. They tried to make sense of it. They believed that maybe she had come under some influence, started to lose her mind. The last few messages don't make much sense. She talks of breathing flowers and the forest turning away its thorns, and just doesn't make any sense. Maybe
Eos looks at the posters of her brother and then back at them.
Forgive me for being blunt, but let's get straight to the point. You want us to go out there and find possibly some people who are of the past? Yes?
she looks at her brother and they look back. We're not asking you to do anything, sir. It's It's not something we could ask anyone. We've been forbidden to do it, to go ourselves either. We did go to the city, they said to learn more, but we also asked to see if we could get anyone else to go investigate.
I'd really like
there
to
weren't any
speak to your
takers.
elders.
There weren't any takers. I'll attempt to set up a meeting.
Please, I think it's important we pull our knowledge together.
They
I
may
think it
only
might
be
open doors.
willing to speak to you and perhaps your pink friend.
If that's what it takes.
She seems to be of the natural world as well herself. Though maybe not.
If that's what it takes, we'll do that. It's important we speak to another. I think it will clear up many things for both of us.
Yeah, what she said, I guess, whatever. She just Kenny just kind of lays her head back down on the table, pushing her food aside that has remained untouched and has gone cold.
Runa just pats the back of Kidney Bean's head. There.
Don't touch me.
Oh,
Don't touch
sorry.
me.
The silence starts to stretch out a bit. Sal, what are you thinking about the situation?
He's taken in notes of what has been said, and he's gonna ask with you real quick, which is they made mention of the sirens. It does not have the name Siren Coast just as a metaphor. There are actual sirens, are there not?
Oh yeah, it's famous for it. It's a very dangerous area if you go into it not understanding where you are.
Okay.
Of course,
Well,
it's been many hundreds of years that place has been named the Siren Coast, and we all know of it. Many travelers would.
Well, that's one thing to keep note of.
Well, if she was losing her mind, it's possible the siren song might have scrambled a few thoughts here and there, so I have thoughts. I have many thoughts right now. I should probably...
In your head, you hear Wiser once again. Says, did you say Gordo?
Yes, that's what it said. Why?
Gordo? Guardo. Gordo.
I believe that's how it was spelled. Why do you have something you wish to share?
So you're speaking with your brain fog again?
Yes, Wizard has many things to say right now, I believe. If he will actually say them.
Wizard, do you want to come out and tell us something?
Sindari looks at you with a very large amount of confusion budding out of her depression.
Oh, you're in for a show, my friend. Watch this.
Oh dear. I guess come out, Wizard, so they can see you.
There's a hesitation. Doesn't seem like you're getting any response from him. But
please don't make me look crazy. I'm begging you.
He's gonna make me look like an asshole now.
After about 20 seconds, he starts to emanate from your mouth and nose as a pearlescent stream of steam and begins to take form beside the table here.
There you go. Clear out those sinuses.
Sundari stumbles back, and her brother falls backwards off of the bench he's sitting on, straight onto his back. Like a loud exclamation. Sundari says, "What is that thing?"
This is my brain fart, I guess you would.
I like that one. That is a good one.
I'm glad you approve. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to call him. He lives in my head right now. This is Wizard, and he's knowledgeable about things, and he apparently knows the man in the missive that you handed over.
Weiser has a look on his face that you've never seen him wear before. A frown.
You seem troubled, Wizard. What's wrong?
May I see that? Please. Gestures towards the rolled up vellum. Where'd you go? Yes.
Eos just kind of walks over and grabs it and hands it over to Wizard.
He kind of unrolls it and looks over it. His eyes. It looks like he reads it about 50 times before he puts it down. His eyes darted over that page way too many times and way too fast. You don't know how fast this creature can read, but for him to spend this long on a single sheet of messages is concerning.
That's not like him. Wizard, what is going on? Use your words. Tell us. Talk, please.
He says, back in the war of the Averum and the rest of the world, there were many sides to the conflict, and I have to think about this. How do I go about this? Suffice to say, looks like he's trying to muster up some sort of confidence that is not there. Says that Gordo was a angel directly under Ao. He was an angel. I mean to say, yes. What is he doing?
Eos looks shocked hearing the word angel, and she looks at him and she's like, and she kind of points behind her at her wings, like this, like an angel.
Like that, but a lot more pure.
Yeah, clearly,
From
because
the celestial realm. He
oh dear.
There's a history to this character. He was pushed out by Ao, but not turned into a devil of any sort, because he was pushed out for his own hubris. He did too much in the war. He helped the mortals too much, beyond the decree of his station. I believe he had something to do with the original plans for the pedestals.
The pedestals? What do you mean?
Why is he recruiting people?
What are you talking about? Wizard, what?
He seems very confused. He's like, I have to go to the archives. I will
Right
be back when
now?
I can. Yes, I
Wait!
will return.
Oh.
Eos, I think our friend is broken.
No, something's not right. He's not normally like this. You've seen him, like he's a strange one, a bit enigmatic,
Yes.
but not like this.
Is he still here at the
Yeah,
moment?
he's still here. He's still staring at
Hey,
the page.
Flutty boy, before you go, one moment. On a different note, what does the pool of tears mean to you, since you seem to have all this all-knowing knowledge?
There's a lot of different things it could be referring to. If it's in the Whitehorn Forest, it probably has something to do with the Feywild Pool of Tears. It's like a place that was gone to converse with God. It's no way that they're physically there in the Whitehorn Forest, correct? I mean, it's not the Feywild. Sure, there are places where it bleeds through, but Unless he plane shifted them. I don't know. This concerns me a lot. I think we should steer clear of it. Sindari
Oh, you
seems
can't
to
say
sag.
that.
Sindari seems
You can't
to
say
sag.
that and then expect us to just walk away now.
No, indeed I can. I don't believe that this is something we can do right now.
I'm on Wise's side with this one.
I want to look down the Runa. Really? We just had somebody tell us that they wanted us to do something we couldn't do, and then we went out and did it. And now we're gonna back down?
You see Sindari walk up to
Well-
Wiser and rip the sheet out of his hands. And he just seems to be staring into the blank place that it left. And he looks back up at her. Says, I am very sorry to make such a suggestion, young one. There are things in this world that are better left alone. She just starts to have tears flow over her cheeks. Although they've already been in her eyes, now they fall and run down in rivulets. She walks away to her room. Ferindi follows her. You guys are left in the dining room alone for now.
I'm gonna turn to Kidney Bean and
Here's Sindari and her brother.
Kidney Bean, you've been a little quiet through this. What is your thoughts? You're a part of this group.
Kidney Bean just kind of raises her head, looks around, sees that the two halflings aren't there, and just kind of sighs. Look, what she said was right. There are things that are part of this world that are better left untouched. Don't get me wrong, I am curious about it myself.
Particularly if
Whatever.
it is the Well of Tears. Mm.
For
Jeez.
myself. Continue.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for myself, I am curious. I'm curious as to what happened, and I am sympathetic to their plight. My heart goes out to them. However, if we just don't know, and I mean, if we're going that way on our own journey, then maybe we could stop and look at it. But for myself, I have my own calling that I wish to look into, and some matters that I was informed of some things from my wife, and I have my own anxiousness to get back and look into some things that are more of a close to my heart personal matter. So just getting caught up with somebody else's business, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind looking into it if we're crossing through, but I don't want to go out of my way and miss out on something that I feel my needs and attention need to be placed in.
I understand everybody's hesitance to do this, but Una, did you not say last night that when I said curiosity killed the cat, what was it you said?
Satisfaction brought him back.
Exactly. And what satisfaction did we get the last time we were told it was something we couldn't do?
Well, we did get quite the satisfaction from that.
I will say my own hesitance here is I have heard no talk of any gold being exchanged for this. And I will say that is my only hesitance. And I do understand that you all have a desire to go. Guinea?
Eos, or Kidney Bean is just gonna look over at Eos and Sylvan is gonna be like, something on your mind, sugar? You seemed Something tells me this is hitting a little bit harder than it is for the rest of us.
She responds in Sylvan, and she's like, something is very, very wrong. Very wrong.
Eh, well, considering what they were talking about, you think it could be something, maybe Doc Faye? Oh no, that's what it was registering as to me, but maybe not.
If the angels are involved, this goes beyond the Feywilds, and this is something much more sinister than I could have imagined. And now I am very concerned, especially because Whizzer is acting not like Whizzer.
I apologize. I'm starting to come to my senses here. Listen, he was an angel, and he was very well known for helping mortal kind back in the war. From what I understand, he did kind of, well, there's reports that he was lost or corrupted, depending on which reports you're listening to, but became involved with something that took him out of the material realm. So he quite suddenly disappeared, even though he was a prime mover and shaker in the Avarum Wars. So he, there's some lore tied to him, but what worries me the most about this is the fact that he's leading innocent people into the forest, and they're seemingly going to this pool of tears.
You said that the Pool of Tears was where people go to communicate with the gods, right?
Yes, or go to them.
Why would he do that unless he was trying to speak to them himself?
From what I understand, Ao shunned him out, so he wouldn't have any rights to talk to the gods himself. Unless they invited him back, or perhaps they haven't. Don't know. You know, Ao is not just a god, he's the over-god. He's the boss of the rest of the gods, to put it in layman's terms.
I see. Well, that certainly makes things more difficult, doesn't it?
It was his absolute uncaring will that put the Avarum in control in the first place after the Cataclysm. Don't know if you know much about that, but
I admit I don't know much about anything in this world, to be honest.
well, to be fair, it is a lot. I've been doing this for way too many years, let's put it that way, and I'm still shocked by things of this nature come across me.
Wizard, would you say that Ao is a nice god?
Yeah, no, I would not say nice. Nice
Ah,
is not how I would
great.
describe him. As far as I know, he doesn't have anything to do with the mortal realms, as far as I know. And he's only been talked about via other gods and celestials that have been under him. Much like his polar opposite, Asmodeus, they are quite removed from all of this. He sort of just gestures in a wide arc.
Wizard, can I ask another question?
Yes.
You mentioned a pillar earlier. Can you, is that like a place or a thing, or what is that? Does it have anything to do with the gods?
I did mention the pedestal trials. It was a holy machination was created to both test and empower subjects for promotion, let's say. Eventually, maybe turning into the left and right hands of gods in their portfolios. In fact, called arbiters such as myself. I took the pedestal trials. It was a very trying time, pun included.
Very funny, but are you trying to tell me that these pedestals can grant people like godhood or godly powers? What is all of this? I'm so lost.
It is somewhat what I'm saying, although in a somewhat indirect way. Of course, they granted power in the form of shard weapons and plate weapons, godly weapons, but not all of those were very devout that would take the trials. But those that were devout to particular gods specifically, usually taken under those gods' wings, and eventually made into arbiters of whatever single attribute that was under their portfolio, that of death or plan on travel or knowledge, which is myself.
Sal finally has a laugh and just leans back in his chair. You are telling me we can take some trials and associate with some gods now? I mean, I'm sorry, do you think any of us are believers in gods here? I mean, look at us all.
Eos kind of points to herself and
He
she's
laughs.
like, hello?
It's more of a nervous chuckle. Weiser is chuckling. He's like, I'm not saying anything of the sort, Sal. I'm just explaining. Gordo had some to do with the, well, I guess call it what it is, a debate for the trials being created by the gods. And honestly, it was that debate that got him kicked out by Ao. So it was a win for mortals and loss for Gordo.
Well, if I can say, you are talking about gods and saving worlds and all this crazy stuff. These people just want us to go find possibly dead people. It's not a first for us. I don't think we're signing up to save the world.
Okay, but hear me out. What if these people are alive? Like my brother. No, before I get distracted. What if what we find is more than what we hoped for? And everything that Wizard's talking about, kind of slaps us in the face, and then we're all left dumbfounded and trying to figure out our next move. I guess
What
you
if
could say-
what if we disappear too? We don't know what we're getting into.
Yeah, this seems like a situation we could bite off more than we can chew.
Yes,
Eos
and they
kind
were
of
talking
pauses.
about Fae stuff and their strangeness. What if, if a whole bunch of druids going into something that they is more geared towards their expertise, and we're not aligned with all that. What if we're just next?
I have to admit, I am very interested in finding out if these people are alive. For my own purposes, I admit this is a bit greedy of me, but I need to find out myself.
You concerned about Helios, Weiser says.
She just nods very quietly, just nods and looks down at the ground.
Well, I can say on my end, I mostly want to do this because it has clearly fucked with Wiser here. And if something is messing with this guy enough, I definitely am in.
He is not smiling. He looks at you. He grimaces.
Yeah, there you go.
Eos looks at Sal and she's like, you know, you don't have to say the quiet part out loud.
I thought we were
But
getting
we did.
along now, Sal.
It's nothing against you, my friend. I'm being honest. If something upsets you like this, it's enough for me to go.
Jeez,
Kidney
Sal,
bean. All this talk about the Fae and your mention of the Fae Dark earlier. Something turns over in your mind. You have a flashback of you pulling yourself out of the soil, out of the dark earth in which you were buried. You remember blood trickling from your nose and spitting it out of your mouth. Absolutely filthy and covered.
Remembering, you know, what brought her here, she just kind of looks down. And
one other additional detail that maybe you had forgotten, but for some reason in this moment, you're reminded that that soil that you were buried in, much of it was turned to mud by how soaking wet you were when you pulled yourself out of the ground.
Penny Bean just kind of shakes her head. I was like, she
Sorry, say that again.
really lost in.
Yeah, we're losing you.
Give me a second.
Oh, you're good
My
now.
connection dropped.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yes, that's coming back. It drops back and forth every once in a while.
Yeah, you're good.
But Kenny Bean just seems lost in thought for a second, just remembering the day that, you know, Kenny Bean, as she remembers, came into herself. You know, the feeling of the blood, the pain, you know, the headache that she's still suffering with for some odd reason. And, well,
You
could I
also-
make a history check?
It's not required. I'm gonna give you the information here for free, because you're
Okay.
remembering things in this moment. But after that exhumation of your barely conscious self, you walked towards civilization as best you could. But where you walked from was the Whitehorn Forest.
Oh, hells. Are we, Kenny Bean, like, you know, just kind of stands up and leans against the wall, looks around at everybody, and is, so are we really considering doing this? I'm not particularly fond of all this travel. He just kind of looks around nervously and then immediately sits back down and just starts shoveling the cold food in her mouth.
I guess on the bright
Way
side,
to try and distract.
it is somewhat on the way. We've got to head north anyway.
Yes, I know, Runai. You are eager to get back home. It is a little bit out of the way, but I do know that it's sort of in that direction. And you have said before your castle fortress, they are about experimentation of sorts.
They are.
Not trying to get your interest too much, because I understand, but there's a chance you might find something in this Fey area to add to this experimentation.
Possibly. I mean, it's not that I'm against it truly or don't want to, but I mean, if it is on the way and I see that it would not be fair for me to just rush into what is close to me when this is clearly also close to Eos, and it. I understand, and if we're in this, we're in this.
Thank you, Runai. I really do appreciate it.
Yes.
I think the main thing is, first, we should definitely get Eos speaking with the big kahunas here. Because that is what it seems like is the ones that are saying no to all this. Maybe they can tell us why they're saying no.
Kenny
Good
Bean
point.
kind of wipes her mouth. She looks back up and looks over at Eos. She did say that I can come with you too, Sugar, so you won't be in this alone. Much as I don't want to have any part in this.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I think I can speak alone by myself.
There is
I
a
think.
knocking at the front door. You guys look out that fireleaf window and then see what looks like a very tall, a very old elf, adorned in a very natural-looking garb. Looks like he has a vine wrapped around his waist and over his shoulder, and a tiara made of thorns. He's got a very severe look to him, and he's like looking in the window. It's very shortly after he knocks that you see Sindari run out of the room, like rubbing her face, and Farindy trailing behind her. And they run to answer the front door and open it up.
My goodness, what's this all about?
I lean down to Runai. Runai, these more peepers. He's an old one.
Oh, my
In
goodness,
Undercommon.
they're everywhere. They're everywhere, he replies back in Undercommon.
You hear in Sylvan, Sindari address the newcomer as Singer Dakin. She says,
Yeah.
Singer Dakin, I am housing the mercenaries that helped us arrive home. They're just staying for a couple of days, if that's all right. He says nothing, looks at her severely, and walks in the door uninvited.
Io stands quickly.
Sindari just kind of lets him walk in and moves aside out of his way. He announces in perfect common, the somewhat educated sounding voice. This order is currently off limits to the public. I would appreciate it if you all made your way out as soon as your leisure allows it.
You want us to leave?
Yes, I would want you to leave.
Can I ask why?
Our village, our order, is in a time of mourning. We are losing druids. We are losing many druids left and right, seemingly on a daily basis. We do not need more elements introduced that we cannot verify or control. And that is what all of you are. And what the hell is that? Looking at Wiser.
Really? That's what you're looking at? Out of all of us? That's the one you're looking at?
Eos
Maybe
like
just
throws
kind of
her
rolls
hands.
her eyes.
Eos throws her hands in the air and she's like, wait, hold on, slow down. Can I ask one question, please?
One question is fine, then I will make my way out.
A Singer, honorable elder, have you had any experiences with abyssal holes opening in the grove?
He looks at you with a strange, mysterious smile on his face. And he says, "Are you addled, young one? Are you seeking bedlam? What is this one speaking of? Abyssal holes? Like you way to make your way out sooner rather than later. Thank you. I bid you
Insight
adieu."
check this motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight check him.
All right, I'll allow.
That's me also.
I'll allow you two to insight check.
Yeah, it's not for me.
All right, hold on. My turn.
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, my die is not doing me favors tonight.
Oh, mine didn't either. A 9.
8 and 9. He's obviously kind of a dick. You don't really like him. He is angry, but maybe for good reasons. That's all you can really pick up from it. He wants you guys gone because he doesn't trust you.
When I speak about the black holes, the abyss, it's like a tear in the ground, and it's possible it leads to somewhere else, an unknown somewhere else. Have you even heard of anything like that happening near here?
I'll allow you to roll a single persuasion check. DC for anything is 15. You'll get a little more for 20. And you'll get total compliance for 25.
15.
15. Turns back to you. He says, much of any sort of planar issues that we deal with around here have to do with the Feywild. God forbid there be, Ashanti forbid rather, that there be any connections to the Abyss or to the Nine Hells or anything like that. Definitely not around here, and hopefully not anywhere in this world, but I know how large this world is. It's very possible such things exist. If that's something you're dealing with where you come from, I wish you to find a better place. Don't go back, but you can't stay here. Well, I don't know of anything like that around here.
I ask your leniency for one more question.
Oh, make it quick.
You said the Feywild. Has there been any issues with the fairies lately, or the pixies?
He looks severely over at Sindari. He says, have you been bringing other people into our affairs?
Sal snaps his fingers at him. Hey, over here. We're the ones you want. We're talking with you.
You spoke of the Feywilds. Is that not where the fairies and the pixies reside?
It is where they reside. He's still looking at Sindari with his eyes squinted.
Are they causing problems that we should be wary of if we're going to leave and there are portals possibly opening? I
Nope.
would like to be aware.
No fairy problems whatsoever. Goodbye. And turns around and walks out the door.
Kidney Bean is death glaring him, and I actually... Oh wait, I might not be able to, never mind. I was gonna try and do something, but then I remembered he's Sylvan, that won't work.
Eos looks at Sindari and she is like, I'm sorry, but that was very, very suspicious. Do you want to add anything else to that now that he's gone?
I know that the singers have been very wary lately, and it was gonna be a long shot to bring in some strangers right now. But I did want to tell you of what's going on. I did want to try to recruit you to help. I don't know if you've given it any thought, but I'll tell you if you go and you find any of our family members still alive and see them return to us, I'll give you everything I have. I don't know if it's even possible to bring any of them back.
Val will move over to Eos, bow low, and say, "Let us reintroduce ourselves. You have under your service, in the moment, the Cursebreakers." And then he looks over to everybody with yeah, is that what we're going with?
Runa nods.
Kenny Bean just stands up and leaves. Like, she just leaves the table.
She's not part of the Curse Breakers yet.
She'll come to it, but you have us at your service. You just don't have to tell that asshole.
It definitely feels like we are cursed.
Well, I am definitely in this because I need answers. I apologize if I'm being a bit greedy with how I'm going about this. I will definitely look for your family, but I am also looking for my own as well.
Maybe we should start preparing our things so that we could head out. Was wiser.
Agreed.
Allow us to refill any of your missing rations and set you along a straight path to wherever it is you wish to go. If you want to help us, return here with whatever you've gathered. If not, please just find a way to send us a missive so that we're not looking out the window for you.
All right. We'll do our best. Thank you.
With that, Wiser is gonna go back, says quickly as he starts to dissolve, "I'm going to go to the archives and research the various topics that we've spoken of. I'll be back." He wisps away. In the morning, it kind of goes by in a blur as you guys get your stuff together. Notice the bush babies looking at you through the windows, preparing your stuff to head out on yet another mysterious jaunt to a dangerous and unpredictable world. That's where we're going to leave off for right now.
All right. Good job, everybody.
Great job. Love you guys.
That was fun and stressful.
I'm stopping the recording.
That's the best way to go.